Yeah. Good morning. Let's see, that's better. So today we're continuing with CT19. I think this is a really good recap to help you with question 5 and question 6 in the paper 2 exam. It kind of pulls a lot of things together. A lot of the things that people struggle with, we're talking about entities, rows, but particularly two-dimensional data structures. So I won't spend ages on this, but we want to make sure we can recognize a table with rows and columns, etc., etc., etc. We want to be able to index a two-dimensional data structure. So if we want to try and find beans here, we need two indexing expressions because we need to know which row to go down and then which column to move across. Fab. So there we go. Yeah, well done. And then this whole row here, you would get, just because it's the first row here, using an indexing expression of 0. We want to be able to display them in a columnar format. Then we can use this string.format, format, and this is the bit that I think quite a lot of us need practice on. Remember, you've got the PLS to help you with it, but it's understanding this kind of syntax. So that's what we're going to practice today. We're going to traverse a 2D list. Which just means go through, using for I in range. So let's just get started, shall we? This is half term 4, I think, CT19. Begin with, we've just got to highlight a column and make sure that the colour is the same on here. Yeah, I'll pause in a couple of minutes when we get onto the code, but I would recommend that you highlight these in a particular colour and do them down here. If you want, you can put a little shape around it, but I think that would take more time to do. So for activity 2, you must say the name of the object, like class data. You must put two indexing expressions in. So if we're trying to get Daisy, that's this one. That means it's not the first row, index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3. So how do we remember this? Well, we do rows first, down and then across, the opposite to maths. And then to get Daisy, Daisy is the first item, the first field in this record, in this row, in this mixed data type entity. So it's the first we put a 0 in, and you need to do the same for each of these. So let's have a look at activity 3. When you open it up, I think it would be helpful if you have the PLS. Remember, you get given a digital copy, which you can search, Control F, and you get given a paper copy, which you can scan through physically. And this is the code that you've got. Question says, amend the initialization, that means the initial value of the variable layout, to display the variables with this format. So I'm just going to grab that for now and put it down here. 1, 2, 3, multi-line comment. So it's this that we're changing. Well, it's asking us to use string formatting. So I'm going to Control F to find it. What on earth are these placeholders? It's like this. This is the kind of thing it's expecting. So what does that actually mean? Let's see. It wants the name, which is going to be 15 characters wide, left justified. So that means left justified means pointing left. 15 characters wide. There we go. Count should be 4 characters wide, left justified, so you change that to point left, and then you change that, etc., etc. I'm not going to do all of it. I'll let you have a go. Sorry, I'd loaded a different document, so this is the one that we need. Similar kind of thing. Thank you for flagging that. It's probably the next challenge that you've just seen. It's going to be something like this. That's the thing. I've copied and pasted from the PLS. Let's get this up on here. So we want to have this string, using the string formatting thing, passing in name, then count, then cost. We need to fill in this gap. How do we do it? Well, you can put something before the colon, and that's the order of your parameters here. So 0 means name, 1 means count, and 2 means cost. But if you don't put anything before the colon, it just follows the same order. That's why in the PLS, it doesn't have anything in front of the colon. So what do we want? 15 characters wide, left justified. Where does the thing go? Just after the colon. If we run it now, it is going to show the name, but it's not going to do anything to do with the count because I want 4 characters wide, left justified. I don't know what's in between them. I'll put space in. Who knows? Maybe I won't put space in. Doesn't tell us to. A bit ambiguous. It's irritating, isn't it? I will put space in. Count 4 characters wide, left justified. There you go. You can work out the rest yourself. So when we're approaching activity 4, it's a bit more practice using that tabular format. Let's have a look. Let's refresh. There we go. Information is stored in a 2-dimensional data structure. What do they mean by that? It's just a list of lists. Why is it called 2 dimensions? Because we need 2 indices to locate where we are. One to say up and down, and one to go left and right. So we've got to produce this. So look at your PLS, follow the same type of code that you've got for activity 3. That's what you should be working on, please. Okay, so let's have a look. We want to display it something like this. So we want name, in stock, cost, and then lots of minuses. So the layout is going to be 3 things. What do we want? Well, I don't know. Are they center-aligned? That one looks center-aligned. That one is hard to tell, but possibly right-aligned, and that one is left-aligned. So we want a left-aligned, a center-aligned, and a right-aligned. And then we want to put these things in here, and that one in there. So just for the extension today, if you'd like an awesome in the marks, then I'd like you to repeat activity 4, but this time I should say something like Tuesday, revise English and maths. Wednesday, revise computer science and physics. So you'll need to create your 2-dimensional data structure. You'll have to plan out your layout string and use string formatting with that layout string to display it in a nice, neat table. And this is something that is shared with year 10s. You've got their mocks this week. So it's just a slightly longer program that lets you revise. You could, if you wanted, let's just change KPride to Python. You could change it with your own revision. So you could put your own keywords and your own definitions in to revise for any subject if you particularly wanted to. Have a play. Thanks for your revision. And make sure that this is saved and submitted to half term 10 on the VLE.